Okay, so this is from State Cup in 2007, the New South Wales State Cup. Benji Marshall is the number 7. Let's have a look. Right. Big try assist, left foot, long ball. Looks really cool. Let's break this down. So we'll go back to the start. I don't really know the context, but I'm going to guess that this is from a tap-off move. Because you don't see anyone sub on the field, and they're going pretty casual, so it looks like everything's pre-planned. Let's go to this last dump. So again, they're aiming for that 5 meter line. It was a 5 meter line back then, which you can see it. Let me just get the pencil. You can see it just sort of in the corner there. Yeah, a 5 meter line in 2007, but you still did aim for the 7 meters because anything around 7 meters, the team still had to get back on side. Now, the defensive team here, I'm not quite sure who that is. It could be Newcastle with the red, blue, and white. Anyway, so Benji's playing for West Magpies, and the Link's done a good job to make that touch. Okay, by the Link making that touch, this dummy half here will run into an onside player, in theory, so he should be actually back on the line, and then everyone else goes to man on. Where in this case, the middle's actually way too close. He's way too close to the touch. He doesn't need to be in that close. If the Link's going to make it, let the Link make it. Don't be anywhere near it, because if you've got 2 people in the touch, you've got 2 people offside. Okay, so for breakdown purposes, let's pretend the middle's made the touch because he's close enough to make it anyway. Now they run what's called an out ball. It's an out ball, okay? So Benji is looking like he's going to run that rooster line, okay? And at the last minute, he's going to break out, okay? The reason he does that is because this middle here, or should be around here, he thinks the rooster's coming, so he knows that he needs to come in and protect this space between the middles, okay? And while his momentum comes in, that's when Benji will shift his weight to move out and catch them off guard. Now, you've got a couple of options here with this play. When you hit him out, okay, your first option needs to always be, so we call this a rusher from where I'm from. Your first option always be, you got a 3-on-2, everyone just foot race. 3-on-2 here. Against momentum, you should score. Okay, that's the first option. However, as you can see, big distance between the 2 middles, so it's very unlikely that Benji's going to be able to get him on the outside. As fast as he is, okay, in Premier League touch football, everyone's actually quite quick. So yeah, big gap between the middles. So what's your option then? Okay, Benji's got a big left foot step, so he's going to catch the ball and go back the other way. So he's catching the ball. Okay, now the momentum, as you can see from this play here, you can't see the middle over here very much. Everyone's moved this way. Now the momentum's going this way. Benji will shift it back to the opposite way with a left foot. Bang. Okay, and that's where the play normally happens. This person will run this hole. You got it. That's because he's the middle that was he was the dummy half. Then you got the person playing the ball will run this hole, and the winger will just stay out wide. Okay, so if you're going to counter momentum back the other way on an out ball, those are the lines that you run. But in true Benji fashion, what does he do? Not only does he step the first guy, he steps the second guy as well, which means this dude here is like, well, okay, I don't have a hole to run in. I'm just going to let you run in it. This guy can still sort of run this hole, and the winger can keep the width. Okay, so he's actually, he's worked a bit overtime here, Benji, but it's all for the good, because what does he do? He sees that this guy's a long way in, and there's a big, massive lot of space out there. This guy actually here, you can see him in his shape. He's running that hole nice and well just to keep that winger interested. And Benji picks the good pass, and he goes over the top. There's the winger keeping the width, and it's try time. Okay, so if we go back and look at how to defend this. Yep, try time to West. Great try. Crowd went absolutely nuts at 2 left foot, long ball, which you don't normally see anymore, a step like that. So we've got to go through the, all right, so here we are at the shape of the out ball. So this is the out ball. It's just been released from dummy half. Now, the way that teams are starting to defend this, and the way that it is expected that high-level teams will defend it, is because the priority remains always to protect the middle gap, because we don't want, that's the absolute no. Players should not be scoring between the middles. They're going to be naturally tight, which means they are vulnerable for expansive play, in this case, the rusher or the out ball. Okay, because now doing your job, you're going to be cooked on the outside, because you're doing your job, you're protecting the middle, you're going to get cooked on the outside. So the link, who will be out there somewhere, the link's job is to get a read of this. Okay, so as soon as they see the shape for that pass, let's go back. As soon as they see the shape and the wind up for that pass, they should be right now flying in. Like flying in to absolutely jam Benji or whoever the outrunner is. Okay, and the reason that that's pretty successful is the ball carrier, the ball player here, they always have to look at the ball. They're still looking at the ball, still looking at the ball, still looking at the ball. They won't realise someone's come crashing in until the last minute when getting a pass away is just not... Well, it's very risky because you're probably going to get a crap pass away and it's going to go in the air or to ground or something. So they just fly in and they basically shut down that play before it even happens. Okay? And this middle here, it is his job to now go around the back and then cover any sort of tip-ons or desperation passes that might get away, but they'll be slow, so he should have time to recover. But yeah, that's the best way to defend a rusher. You just come flying in. But you've got to get a really good read. You've got to be onside at the time of the dump as the link, so you've got to get a good read on the dump and then a good read on the play. If you come up off the line and they don't throw that ball and you hold off the line, it's not a big deal, okay? But it's good to get in the process of coming up and flying in. So stuff like that and that and that doesn't happen. Just cut it off before any of that can happen in the first place. But yeah, great try. Made for some good viewing. As you can see, a lot of crowd watching Benji play. And it, like I said, it was 2007, so Benji was in pretty fine form then with NRL as well. So that's the mini breakdown of the outball play or the rusher. Thanks, Benji, for putting it on in front of everyone. And thanks to the person that filmed this and put it up on YouTube a long time ago. It's had about 250,000 views. So awesome for Touch Footy. Thanks, guys. I'll have an episode of a full game analysis up later during this week. Thank you.